Hey there, babes. It's your friend Lonnie. Looking at how are you leveling up right now? Do you feel it? Because I feel it. There's been a big shift, I think, where we are at the other side of our change or coming through the transformation period. Doors are opening for the collective, not just for myself, but for others, and I've seen it. And I can just want to tap in further to this energy that I'm feeling and picking up on. And I ask Spirit for what we should talk about in the topic today for this reading. And this is what kind of just popped out and cultivated together. So it just makes sense to see deeper into what this all means for us and how we can alchemize this energy. So doors are opening for you and you manifested this. While you pick between the three cards, we have the Moss Agate, the Dendritic Opal, and the Snowflake Obsidian here. And while I channel this message, I'm going to put my rings on because I totally forgot I wanted to have some jewelry on my fingers. So as you can see, we have three different piles here. These all came out naturally for the pre-shuffle. I did not have to look and search within the deck to get this trio to pop out. I actually feel uncomfortable looking through the bottom of the deck. I want whatever it may be, whatever chips may fall. I like Spirit's honesty with me and transparency with me, and when something comes out twice or is confirmed, I like it to be by the hand of Spirit moving through me as a channel. So as you can see, we have the 8 of acorns, the 8 of shells, and the 8 of feathers. With the moss agate, dendritic opal, snowflake obsidian. And this one's a pretty deep one for our collective. You've been tasked with a spiritual power. You are in this as above state. And when you look down, you realize you're at a point of elevation. This spiritual reward. There are new heights, new gifts, or being regifted, the gifts that you already have. You're able to see that now. There is a certain reemergence that is coming through. Not just myself, but others, and I've seen and I've felt it. There's a deepening of faith, a restoring of that faith between now and the 888, the 88 portal, and what I think, what I feel. That this isn't just a big transformation, this is a shift for our collective as we step into this understanding. It feels like a thunderstorm. It's that feeling, like I want you to picture a thunderstorm. It's that feeling when you sit on your front porch and the elements billow around you and you sway in its power, when you have your cup of coffee or tea in your hands and you're embracing that storm. It's spiritual rebirth. It's spiritual rebirth here. It's this power within you, the power at your fingertips. This is you getting your sparkle back. This is you getting back into your groove. Do you see it? And can you feel it? It's all of this that you went through to get here. The top. Have you ever heard that like bone-chilling thunderclap that just seizes up your spine and you wonder how close it is? But that bone-chilling thunderclap, that energy is what you have, what you're emanating. That thunderclap is you. You are the key. It's that symbolism there. I'm also getting, I don't know why I hear the power of the people or return to the people. Maybe that's like the current events happening right now. There's been a lot of protests and stuff lately. So maybe that's something that I'm picking up on. If you haven't already planned or wanted to be near water, you will be. So get ready and make the plan. Reflect and connect in nature. You will be a living experience of the life that you have been romanticizing. You will be romanticizing your own life. You ever heard that song, Why Not Take a Crazy Chance by Hilary Duff? That's the message, channeled song coming out for you. Taking a chance on yourself and getting whisked up in that energy, getting caught up in that new resurgence. Go dance, take a crazy chance. Dote on yourself, celebrate yourself. Do a little dance collective, really. When was the last time you decided to dance in your kitchen or go out with friends and go to the little bar or dance in your front driveway when you get out the car and you have your jam playing? And do you just turn off your car and you just go straight inside the house, or have ever jammed out and just finished out the song in your car? That's the energy. I want you to know prosperity is here. That this video is channeled between the end of the full moon and the new moon. This is us deepening. This goes into deepening the message of the fullness of power that you're experiencing, that tip-top thunderstorm within yourself. Let your power flow. You may be invited to a trip or a party, a venture that you previously told yourself you wouldn't go on. Maybe the funds aren't there, but ask the universe. You never know what doors may open for you. So keep travel plans in mind. Don't buckle yourself down, because it all could work out. No, all work and no play while watching others play. That's not good for you. It sucks. So you've already prepped and planted the seeds to expand in the world. So expand your perspective. The divine light is here. It's sun and moon energy, emergence. Have you had seasonal depression? Bye. Like, seasonal depression? Au revoir. Like, no thanks. Be gone. It's time to nourish your body. Fertilize the plant that is you. It's like being in a cave in the dark and then like coming into the light with no warning. Like, have you ever been in the dark and then your parents just cut on the light and they're like, okay, wake up, it's time for school. Your eyes are sensitive in this time. Like, your eyes would be sensitive when that switch happens. But the warmth from being like, if you're in a cave and you went to the light, the warmth would feel so good on your skin and the glow would feel amazing. It's this awakening that's been dormant, not dead, but the awakening from breaking out of the dormancy, the hibernation period, bringing out your tools. Yeah. You want to break out of the hibernation period. So break out your tools and your toys, bring out your hammock, bring out your tiny shelf for planting, grab your shoes or go barefoot. I don't care. Like, bask in the light, babes. It's time to come back to life. So now that I'm done with my spiel of, being in this rebirth alignment, butterfly energy, hopefully maybe you've picked a deck, a pile to go with. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Yes. Oh, and my last messages are to release and clear your clutter. It's okay to go the natural order and relax into life. But anyway, I don't want to keep babbling on the channeled message. I'm sure all this will come out doing your personal read. So thank you for connecting and joining me today. I will see you at your selected pile. Woo! Alrighty, if you chose pile 1, we're here with the 8 of Acorns. Let's get this all together, like we usually do. Yeah, baby. Alright. Now, where are we off to? Where's this transformation leading us? Leading you, pile 1. Utilize the space. I'll probably end up moving these around, but all right. See, we are bending and growing towards the sunlight, and this 8 of Acorns said energy and results. Lovely, lovely. So with this beautiful boar on the Knight of Acorns, also known as the Knight of Wands, you've caught the scent. Follow it. You've caught the scent. Follow it. Previously, you may have heavily doubted your gifts or refused to use them. The hibernation period is over, babe. But you may still feel the chill from this like past season. Now we're coming into your spring. So can you trust yourself to follow the windy path? Getting blown along the way. The spiral path. The windy path. Can you feel the buzz in the air? Don't hesitate. Engage. So each of these animals are in the upright, or each of the animals in the upright position are in a sense of moving. Like each of these, the boar, forward movement. The hummingbird has to keep beating its wings. You know, it flies at a quick pace. And the eel, the electric eel, swimming along. They're all high energy. Even it says energy and results. They're all high energy cards. And then we have our two cards in reversals. We have this despondent, uninterested lynx, like a kitty cat, as the high priestess in reverse. And then we have, look, I thought this was, oh, the nails. So I thought this was a crawfish. This is a lobster. This is supposed to be a lobster, and it felt so small in its energy. Like, it felt more like a crawfish to me. But babe, it's time to come out of the swamp. It's time to come out of the mud, and it's time to swim in open waters. The hummingbird is quick and a symbol of joy, the sun. I'm just getting this too. Do people talk over you? Like, what puts you in survival mode? I feel like there's something here where, like, you don't mind putting someone in their place, or you're, like, you have a desire to prove the haters wrong. Like, those who have crossed you, or those who didn't believe in you, you don't mind. Not that you don't mind, but it's almost like this, not revenge, but like, I'll show you. That's what you think, I'll show you. Like, that's how small or what you thought of me. This is how you think of me. Just wait. Just wait. I'm here. You haven't even seen my final form. Yeah. It's putting you in a sense of survival mode where you've had to pull yourself out of that muddy area. You may have been in a financial slump as well, like feeling that financials may be holding you back in some sense. But for some reason, you feel like you've gotten the short end of the stick. Know that you getting the short end of the stick is not happening anymore. That the transition that you're experiencing is you coming out of that funky energy. There's something here about you working on your throat chakra. Between now and 8/8, between now and that August, this is something that's unfurling or unraveling, something that I implore you to work on if you haven't already started standing up for yourself. To start working on your throat chakra. If you sing, if you do art, if you're a little shy and you don't have and you lack maybe some confidence here and there, that this is the sign and the signal to speak out with your full chest, to say what's on your mind, and to not let coulda, woulda, shoulda be a thing. Let that be a thing of the past. Let coulda, woulda, shoulda be behind you. There's nothing like nipping something in the butt when someone does something wrong or weird to you, and you nip it in the butt then. When you handle that business right then and there, or walk away with, you can walk away, but there's a sense of when you pull your power back or be able to speak up for yourself. Someone, even if someone steps in front of you in line and be like, hey, I was standing here. It's all good and well and kind to let someone else go first, but there's a sense of where sometimes it's, when you've had enough, you've had enough. When people are pulling one over on you, understand it and honor yourself. That's where I'm coming at. That's where I'm getting to. It's time you're put first. Not just being pile one. It's time you actually get put first in your waking state, in your real life. It's time to show people. They will treat you poorly. People will treat you poorly if they feel they can get away with it. And simply don't allow it. You deserve better than that. Listen to your big sis. Like, you deserve better than that, for sure. Act like the royalty that you are. Give people the silence they deserve. Wish them well, but don't feel like you have to stay aboard a sinking ship. Because your light will shine on. Nice and bright. Your light was once hidden and pushed deep within. From your soul light. Your essence is powerful. I want you to think of selenite. That's you. Like this gorgeous, worthy, lucky, this like moth to a flame, but pulling in higher, better vibration. Because like there's like dandelions blowing off in the wind. A sign of luck. That's what's embodying getting pulled into your orbit. The darkness is turning into light, and that's by you transmuting and refracting. Let it bounce off the walls. Let it bounce off all of the crystal around you and be your truest, beautiful self. Because that self, that person that you are, is someone's answered prayer. At a certain point, when you're talking and standing up for yourself, you might end up standing up for others. Maybe it's easier for you to stand up for others already, and then you learn to stand up for yourself too. That's a specific message. You are someone's answered prayer. That might be confirmation as well. Maybe getting married this fall. Being someone's answered prayer. Flowers, bouquet. I don't know. Maybe a very specific message for someone. Maybe a few of you. Someone's getting married in the fall. This fall. It's significant. Let's get some clarifiers on your elevated and higher state. I want to see this like avatar state that you get into as you transform and transmute your energy into something much brighter as you step into that person that you are, person of water. Connecting officially with your emotional side. Have you been called to maybe do work in leadership, as far as maybe being any counselor work, connecting others, helping others heal? Are you a healer? You already have a healing energy. Let's see. Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing yoga retreats or anything like that? Or helping others get into their meditative state? There's something where people look at you, and when they look into your eyes, it's not just a calm they feel. They can sense that you are a spiritual healer, that there is, it's almost like when you look at a teacher or a counselor and you feel safe in their confidence, in their confidentiality. That's the energy of looking through this window of a balanced and calm energy that people can rely, and like they know you're an empath. And maybe because these people know that you're an empath, that's also why it's so important for you to speak up and speak your truth, so you can not just protect yourself, but some people, maybe they take advantage of the sweet, kind heart that you have, but that's not what your gift is for, to be taken advantage of. Your empathetic gifts, your empathy, is to help heal others. Spiritual insight here with the sapphire. there's something here that's a psychic gift, and it's not specifically where you can see the future. Um, it's like when you look at someone and you just know that when they were a kid, something happened. You just know when you walk past someone or you're in a room with someone, you can understand and catch the energy, and you can sense what they're about. You can sense if they're a weirdo. You can sense if they overgive. You can feel people out and almost call them out on this energy. This, I believe, is your spiritual, I feel that this is your spiritual gift, that as you strengthen and deepen your connection with spirit, that divine, that holy divine favor will reflect off of your aura, off of your being. This is why when people look into your eyes, they know that there is something special, something sacred about you. Spirit, clarifies an elevated state. Yeah, so your gift is a spiritual teacher. That there's something here where, I mean, you could have ancestors that have worked in shamanic practices and it's flowing through you. This could come through your bloodline, but this is a gift that has been bestowed upon you. People look you in your eyes and they know that there's something about you. They understand that there's something deeper here. It's not that you sometimes people can look in your eyes and be like, okay, I can't mess with this person because I know they're divinely protected. But I think you're at the beginning, maybe not even at the beginning. I think you might be at the beginning of it. Not that there's stages in your journey. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. I feel like you've already had this gift and you know this gift is yours. And maybe this is the reemergence that I was thinking of too with doing the channeled reading in the beginning. These gifts that you've had may have been underwater, may have been in a hibernation sense, and now it's about you believing in yourself and having and not forgetting who you are, not forgetting the gifts that were bestowed upon you so you may help others. Don't sit on your gift, you know? That's why it's a gift. It's for other people, to help others. Show me the show me the confidence. Show me, Spirit, show me how to be more confident and step into my highest self. That's a prayer I would pray. Show me how to be more confident within myself so I may show others your power, Spirit. That's so I'm, so you can bless, when you're getting blessed, you can help others with the blessing that's been bestowed unto you. That's how I feel, Pile One. I feel like there's something great here, that you're just on the precipice. Sure, you may understand that you have your gifts and your power. What are you doing to work with it, to nurture it? And instead of sitting on it and contemplating. And when was the last time you've actually been still and been in your own, not sacred waters, but when was the last time you have been still within yourself? The water here is still. And I know this card says 50-50 right here. Don't go 50-50 with yourself, though. Go all in. These women are, these two people in the cards are both deep in thought. One is meditating. One looks perplexed. Maybe even stuck. The water is still. She's with no paddle, with no movement, but she's there. You have empty nest here too. New life and graduating. Usually I get this card when there's been a breakup, or for myself when I was asking about someone I love very much and it says no one's home. Like, this person has flown the nest, left the, basically dipped town, and the love isn't there anymore. But this is not what I'm getting. Pile One, this is different. Even with the blue here in the back of the card, over water, this emotional water energy, this blue is here, reconfirming also your throat chakra, speaking up. You're in a transitional period, and being encouraged to shine your brightest light so you can reflect your empathetic abilities onto other people and help them heal. You are at the end of this journey after being in the void, after being somewhere where you aren't using your power, where you aren't using your gift, and you're being now pushed, and like a mother bird would push her baby out of the nest knowing that, okay, you have all the skills I could give you, now go forth into the world, and use the skills I gave you to be a productive part of society, to be a productive bird in society. That's kind of what I'm getting for you, pile one. So those look like your gifts. That is your spiritual gift that you need to work on. This is your homework, your personal homework for you to reflect on. So what is it that pile one is manifesting overall? What is this manifestation that they're working on? I really do feel like there's something here about you not being able to speak up for yourself, not being able to advocate for yourself, feeling locked or trapped somewhere, and all you wish to do is to get to the next step, to the good part, to the escape, to where your happy ending is. Because with pillory here, punishment, shut down, and public ridicule, it feels like someone trying to take your voice away when all you want to do is be heard. I think you're manifesting and actively working on that bit of being able to stand up for yourself in complete confidence, in complete confidence that it's not fair for you to have to deal with dejection, and for you to feel like what you have to offer is not enough. All right, Spirit, let's get it through. Let's bring it on home for pile one. About what they're manifesting. This is the end, like, not the end of the road, but this is that transformation for pile one. This is what they're working on to become their best self. How are they leveling up? Transformation is opening doors for you. You manifested this. You manifested this level up. Well, that flipped in my hands. The Five of Cups. I hear walking away from the pain and stepping into better days. And it's in reverse too, so that's a great sign. Same color scheme with the Six of Wands here. It's maybe one more for... I saw the Three of... was that the Three of Swords in reverse, I believe? Seven of Swords. Well, it did flip over. So with the Five of Cups here, you could have been ruminating past humiliation, the discipline that you went through as a youngin, as a kid, may have went too far. And I see that here, the Five of Cups in reverse and pillory. It just feels like someone trying to keep you under the thumb for far too long. And it's taken so much for you to heal and figure out what to do with what has happened to you and what to do with that pain. Don't be afraid to talk about it with your inner circle, with your people, and with your therapist if you have one. The people you keep close in your safe space. Be honest and be open with the people that you can talk to without persecution, without persecution. Go within and work within the dark parts of your memory. That's what, like, the Seven of Swords here too. Don't bottle it up. Sing about it, write poetry, find a way to let there be an outlet for what you have felt, instead of like ruminating and just sitting on that, the things that you went through, the things that you feel. You are no longer a caged bird. You are accelerating to the changes, cycling these changes into and out of your life with the boar and that motion of it here, moving, that forward movement, accelerating. There was something here that it's just pushing it along, this energy. It can't stay forever. When you have a down, you'll have down days, you'll have ups. There's something here where you are dealing with the shadow work behind it and able to have this growth point, maybe one that you never thought you could see, leaving you feeling that clean, I say cleanliness, but feeling free and refreshed on the inside. You're no longer a caged bird. And that's even when Shine On, this feels kind of like a cage, like being able to refract your light after being caged for so long. There's no bird in this nest, empty nest, like the bird is gone. Just makes me feel like it's the caged bird doesn't just have to sing like, oh, like Sweeney Todd, there was a lark in a cage. Instead, her lark stopped singing after forever because it was in a cage for so long. It's time for you to find your voice again after being caged for so long, even as an adult, and when dealing with your childhood pain from however long ago, even as a teenager. Ridicule, the mockery, the not feeling like your best self because of the things that have happened to you. This is something that is being worked through. I wouldn't say withered or melting away. This is something that's really being worked through. The Boar and Six of Wands asked you to liberate yourself. Your dreams are not lost. Whatever you've been working on in your daily life is bustling along towards success. You can see there's just like joy here. She slides down the xylophone of love, and not just love and light, but it starts from somewhere up high and then she's going downward. Success, she had to probably climb to get up there, to come, back down smoothly in a fun sense. How long and how hard did it take you for you to get to a point where you could work and make these emotions malleable and enough to work through? And with the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Shells in reverse, tell your story in metaphors like the singing or poetry, speaking to a therapist. Be yourself and tell your truth unapologetically and set yourself free. Set the record straight. Don't let anyone lie on you. Don't let anyone pull anything over on you, because you are nobody's fool. My dad tells me this all the time. You are nobody's fool. Don't let people take advantage of your kindness and treat you like you're just some dum-dum. You're not. You're better than that. And even if you know in your heart, it's okay to speak it out loud and stand on business that way too. Sometimes we feel like because we hold our tongues or we don't say it, we just emanate it. Sometimes you have to say it. Sometimes when someone's being a jerk to you, you have to just be like, hey man, you're being a jerk, buzz off, or they just think that they just pull one over on you. Sometimes you gotta tell them, like, they say when men, like my stepdad, which I love him, but, I was telling my mom, when men have an argument, they just bro it out, or they talk to each other. Like, they don't, not that they bro it out, but when men have an issue, they are not afraid to tell another man, hey man, I didn't like what you did. Hey man, that wasn't cool. In the moment. Like, my exes, I've had exes to be like, you should have told me that you didn't like that I had chewed my mouth open, like, instantly. You should have been like, that's unacceptable, I don't like it, when I did it. Not, for example, but and then you wait like months and months down the road to be like, yeah, the way you've chewed has always grossed me out. And how can, you can't really expect someone to fix or change what they've done forever, but still, men will tell each other in the moment. So be like the dudes. And if you are a dude, hopefully maybe you understand what I'm talking about. You guys check each other. I guess I'd say not all men, but people check each other. My sister's good at it too, so I can't say it's men, but people check each other when they do something wrong. And it's time with your throat chakra here, and honestly, I could take this advice as well, but I've also done the work of nipping it in the butt when it comes up. Don't be anybody's fool. Don't let anyone talk to you any type of way because they think you're the dumb one in the group. Excuse me? Ha! Yeah, right. Try that with your mama, but not me. Like, you could try talking to your mom like that, but you're not, you know what I mean? Like, and I hope that comes through in the right way, because I just wish that there was, like, if I was your friend with you and I was going to speak up for you, that's probably the pep talk I would give you, is that, don't be anybody's fool. Don't just swallow the crap medicine that people are giving you because they don't know how to respect themselves, so they can't respect you either. Get out of here. Goodbye. What? Be yourself. Tell your truth unapologetically. And set yourself free. Set the record straight if anyone is speaking that junk over you, and don't let anyone get away with it. You're not in this pillory anymore. You're not in this shameful putting your head in your hands in here. Obviously, Renaissance Festival's coming up. You will see this. You don't have to stay in there. Could you imagine just being there and your back's hurting all day, and they put an apple in your mouth and throw tomatoes and cabbages at you? I would go feral. I would lose my freaking mind, okay? Like, I would really crash out. Let me out of the stocks. I'm about to crash out. Like, speak your truth. Don't crash out, but speak your truth, The truth will come to light. So, the truth always comes to light, but sometimes you gotta be a catalyst and help it on its way, because honesty is the best policy, babe, okay? And sometimes people gotta be put in check. You won't feel trapped much longer, though. That's my point with, I know I'm getting passionate about this, but with the Six of Wands here, the Knight of Acorns, you won't always be in this state of dejection. There's something that you've been working on. This whole thing has been about, what have you manifested? You're leveling up. That's why you're here today. You leveled up. You are becoming a version of your highest self. Or, how I say, you are becoming this version of your higher self, but also your higher self is coming through to you through this reading and letting you know, hey, it's time for us to use our big voice, our outside voice, our heart of hearts is trying to tell the world, the people we work with, people we live with, our roommates, our instructors, coaches, our boss, the coworkers that we work with that are, did I say weird coworkers already? Because maybe I'm just talking about something I've been through myself. But it's never a bad idea to nip these things in the butt and handle your business. Yeah, and handle your business. So, but pile one, this is pretty much, I could keep saying the same thing over and over again. You're on this psychic journey, or not just psychic, but it's deeper than that. You're on this spiritual journey where people can just see this empathetic spiritual light off of you, and they know there's something there. That's something that you're going to have to start digging at and working at. You'll sleep better at night. When you get in touch, when you get in touch with your spiritual self, being able to handle what you see in your dream state, it gives you this confidence. When you have the confidence in the waking state, it gives you confidence in the dream state. It opens up your mind and expands you to where, okay, you're listening to these new meditations. I would recommend sleeping under is it sleeping on the trees or sleeping? It's either sleeping on trees or sleeping under trees. And it's a manifestation, like opens up your pineal gland, binaural beats that play on YouTube. And I listen to it when I'm in meditation or when I'm getting ready to channel. And it's just a whole bunch of like solfeggios and different chakra balancing frequencies that will help you get into the zone. The song, it's not just one of those like angel sounding like oohs and ahs and a little piano. This is some real deal. That person is blessed and their channel is blessed and sacred. The way that the sound will hit you, I would love for you to be able to work with sleeping on the trees. That's one of the best meditation channels I've gotten into. I like Calm Whale too, or just typing in solfeggio frequency, heart frequency, you know, in your case, the throat chakra. And there are videos for that too. So please look that up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if this, really commenting also lets me know that we are connected in this read, that I made some sense some part of the way. You can put an emoji, you can put a timestamp, you don't even have to say the pile. It's up to you, but I'm just grateful that you joined me, and if you stuck around for this long, I feel extremely blessed even that you clicked on this video. So thank you for joining me and spending time with me. Pile 1, many blessings to you on your sacred soul journey. So see you later. Bye. Hey there, Pile 2. It is your turn. So we have the Dendritic Opal. Favorite stone, great to meditate with. It has that little thumb area. Love that. Put this one to the side. Over by the Agate from Pile 1. Thanks for being here. Next we got the 8 of Shells, which, you know, 8 of Cups. Ace of Shells in reverse, so Ace of Cups in reverse. 6 of Shells. 6 of Cups. And the Fool, the Traveling Antelope. So that's what we have for you guys. And let's see your wisdom card. Air Force. Beautiful. More high energy in these cards. With Quest and Renewal under the 8 of Cups. And look, we have a starfish here. And what a starfish known for? Losing a limb. And it grows back. It regenerates. So we're getting that. That's sticking with me. There's a clean slate, rebirth, the quest, and renewal with the starfish. You're starting over again. You're leveling up, and there's a transformation happening for you. I love that. I grabbed my abalone shell with you guys in mind. And also with the abalone, the shell grows with the organism. So that kind of reminds me of what you might be, how your journey has looked for you. Pile 2. Your transformation is the regeneration period. Previously, you may have become a wallflower, or you could have sunken lower within yourself. As the wheel turns, you know, as the year goes on, you will have opportunities inviting you out into the world. If you've had any prayers for discernment and doing, like having that understanding, that inkling, that like spidey sense, that prayer is being answered for deeper discernment, for stronger discernment, especially in dealing with like friendships and stuff, friendships and lovers. I feel like you have slowed down, and that's why this discernment, you can feel the discernment because you've slowed down the way you kind of like inspect the, or learn about someone before you just give them everything, before you fully trust them. I think it's taken some rough relationships and friendships to get to this point where you can trust so deeply that your discernment has allowed you to kind of like navigate your friendships and understand who's worthy of the type of friendship you offer, the type of love that you have to give. You take your time getting to know others now versus just jumping into a friendship, because I think you've had to learn how to shelter and protect maybe your own energy. You prefer depth, and you would like a harmonious relationship, be it a friend or intimate lover. With this discernment, it comes with a spiritual and social dexterity from a slow flow, going along with the current and not fighting life. There's this hibernation season that you've been in, before this true, as you feel the transformation, like coming out of the slowness in life, it's thawing out, coming out of the hibernation phase. That season is thawing out now. It's only natural to stretch, like when your pet would wake up, or how when an animal wakes up from their nap, they naturally stretch and then begin. It's only natural. And then you take the big leap. Stretch and then take the big leap, thinking before you act, thinking before you speak. You have a renewed ability as well. There's something that you've known that you've had spiritually, and it's becoming renewed. It's like you're coming back to yourself, that coming back to life we talked about in the intro. Learning how to be alive again and feel that flow of life. It's kind of like when watching The Lion King and the sun comes out and they're singing the main theme song for the Circle of Life, and the animals are all coming out, and the elephants are cheering, and the gazelle are leaping, and very high energy, energetic life is all around and blooming for the kingdom. And that's what it feels like for you, that life is blooming in full bloom, and that you're getting back to this point of being able to taste it and feel it again. There's a heightened energy, more energy. And it feels like one of those things when you sit in prayer, or sit, when you're in your meditation, and you call your power back, especially with the way that this person looks in Air Force, calling the power back to them that they may have given away, calling it from all corners of the earth back within the self to empower the self. This picture in Air Force, look, someone is really standing here in their power, the wind whipping around them. And think about the power behind life force energy. What makes your heart beat, the life that was breathed into you, that power of being on this earth. And then think about, in comparison, where there is death and stillness, this is the wisp of life. This is the buzz you get when you're dancing, that natural, that runner's high, that feeling when you are making new friends, that like a natural buzz. Can you feel it wisping around you? The power behind life. Remember in also the first part of the read of the channeled message was that thunderstorm. When you feel the power of the thunderstorm, that you are the power behind the thunderclap. You could be unlocking and strengthening your clairaudience skills, hearing that discernment you're asking for. If you compare paths or look at something, you might have that inkling. Your guides are telling you, not that way, this way. Or, look at how this person is treating their other friends. How do you think that they would treat you? You're hearing it. Think before you speak. Listen before you do. Before you take action. Hearing the message from Spirit, the ringing in your ears, understanding that there is a message for you, and really taking your time, feeling it out, letting this ebb and flow become a part of you, not just laying in it like this turtle here. It could be all the clairaudience. You could be clairaudience, claircognizance, and clairsentience. This is awakening for you. Now, if you feel all three, now that is indeed a blessing. To be able to feel, hear, and know, and see it in the mind, see it in a dream, not just before it happens, but that high instinct. You know, the animals go off of instinct. Are you tapped into that? Are you ready for that spiritual level? This card asks you, when you get into breath work, play with your breath work. See how it affects you. The Wim Hof method, the holding one nostril and breathing out of it and breathing out the other, and taking times in between that and practicing with different breathing methods. How does that affect your meditation? How does that affect your spirit? Tap into your altered state. Get used to feeling those different breathing methods, because it can put you into an altered state of mind without any use of substances. And if you do, you know, that's cool too. But it's just as natural, the natural way of getting into it. Deep breathing methods that put you in an elevated sense of self, the altered state of consciousness, even when you're in the dream state. But this is all waking, lively energy. Feel the wind like the person here in Air Force. And in this state, you will feel that pull towards your spiritual gifts, the knowing, the feeling, the hearing. You'll be able to tap in deeper. But it takes practice, you know? You gotta work at it, and as you work at it, it unlocks things, becoming the key, you know? Let's see if we can take a look at these gifts that your guides want to confirm. Spirit, can we have some confirmation on these gifts for pile 2? The gifts for pile 2. Pile 2's gifts when meditating. A deeper look at the gifts for pile 2. Sun pose. Okay, I don't remember exactly how to say it, but there is the sun, not mantra, but the sun pose, when the morning starter, when you do your yoga, if there's a there's a pose that you can do when you're waking up in the morning, and there's a set of basically like the sun ritual when you wake up in the morning, and this is one of the poses that you do, like, you know, the warrior pose obviously, but this is a part of the sun meditation. Wisdom. I think that you'll be able to have a clear understanding, and that people will start to come to you. Maybe there'll be family members that have passed on that you can feel, or devoting your time taking care of those that are older than you. But I think there's something here ancestrally that is part of your gift by connecting with that meditation. Four is with structure and the foundation. So those before you, there's something, okay, I had a message come through when I was doing the channel about DNA coding and how it's in your blood, it's in your bloodline, that this is where your power comes from, and it just comes naturally to you. Because I'm getting, there's family here and there's an elder here. Winter makes me think of how it could be someone that passed on, and this is you during your meditation receiving the message in a sacred space with these high elevated ceilings, the elevated self. There's something here about your family and you as a descendant being able to get this message, being able to decipher, understand, receive this gift that they've passed down to you. And I think it says fidelity here as well. I think this has been entrusted to you. There we go. I think this has been entrusted to you through your bloodline, through DNA coding, to you and who you are. And it's part of your alignment and part of your journey as you step back into who you are and your sacred self. It's a part of you. It's a part of your coding, your DNA coding. When a butterfly comes, when a caterpillar goes into the cocoon to become a butterfly, there is no rule book. Is there even a mother there to show a butterfly, how to get into a cocoon and become what they become before they become this beautiful, freeing self? There are no wings on a caterpillar. It has to get into the cocoon and prepare for the transformation. It takes time while they're in, and they're in a fragile state. I don't know if you've ever seen a cocoon before and how easy it is to destroy it while it's in that precious state before it emerges and becomes the butterfly. And when you're in that state, when you're in that dark, it's not necessarily that dark or the void, but you're not necessarily a part of, okay, so if you were in the cocoon or in a void sense, while you're in this form of transformation, you haven't truly emerged yet into your fullest, most powerful self, into your free, being able to take those wings and travel up and anywhere. You're still on the ground, and then when you cocoon yourself, you're put into a protective pod. And it's really delicate. That's why I'm saying it's precious. It's delicate while you're in that transformation state. When you emerge, you're free. Protect that gift. Protect the gift that you have. Protect your space and your energy and the boundaries you have while you are in such a delicate space. Listen to the discernment that's being given to you. Don't give away your precious energy to people who are undeserving, because then it takes time to regenerate. When pieces of you get taken, when pieces of you get cut off, it doesn't just grow overnight. It has to regenerate. And it's not like when they lose a limb, it's not like it's not painful, And there's snail shells in here too, and part of it reminded me of ammonite, with the spiral shape. the regeneration, the transformation period. It takes time. It takes time to even get to that part, the good part. So those gifts have been passed down ancestrally to you. Those gifts of clairaudience, it's been entrusted to you, pile 2. Now let's see what they're trying to show you as well. I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to see what else they're trying to show you, and then we'll pull with the Mystic Mondays. So what are they trying to show, pile 2? What are you trying to show, pile 2? Getting some similar messages to pile 1, and those pile 1 and pile 2, you may have had an idea of which one you wanted to tap on, and they are both interconnected. I just want to say that. Oh yeah. The Traveler, and then the White Rabbit, and then the map as well. I think between now and in August, or between the next 8/8 portal, I think there's about to be something big here that's opening for you, and you should prepare to be open to maybe more, not just signs, but more like God winks happening that let you know, okay, I'm supposed to be here. New perspective and direction, spark of curiosity, gnosis is awakening. So this is another, you've already had a spiritual awakening before. Did you get too in touch with the world itself? There's a verse, of course, in the Bible, that says, you know, you're not of the world, not being of this world, not to fall in line with the ways of the world, because the world is, you know, corrupted by man. That I think you're being called to go deeper. Why else would you need, you know, discernment helps keep you safe from friendships too, but I think sometimes when we have a spiritual responsibility in our precious collective, that we're meant to also help others get through their journeys as well. We all help each other in the sense of being like that small macro organism in a large big world, that somehow we're all here helping each other and serving each other to get to this point at the end of the day of our higher selves. We can't do it alone. And of course here, transformation with this eclipse as well. We just went through 2 big eclipse periods that you might have noticed the beginning of your change. You might have been able to see or understand why people have treated you the way they have previously. And you're like, okay, this makes sense now. After certain periods, after certain phases, that, like I was saying, signs. But it's not like, oh, okay, well, like 222, 333. I think it's stuff that just people, you know, everyone can't really hide sometimes when they wear a mask or when they are shady. People can only hide that for so long. I feel like you're starting to see right through it with that power of discernment when people treat you weird, like bosses, coworkers, partners, family. You'll be able to kind of see through when people act weird. You'll be able to understand when someone's coming to you with clear, pure intentions as well. But there's something here with this map and this White Rabbit about you're getting to that deeper level, traveling into who you'll become, your future self, you're getting closer and closer to hitting the head of that, the bullseye, while you work through this transformation period. What is that? All right, Spirit, pile 2's guides are trying to show them that there's much more to this, and the journey deepens. The journey deepens for pile 2. What does that mean? The journey is deepening for pile 2. What do you mean by that? The journey deepens as they follow their curiosity into who they truly are. You're following the curiosity into who you truly are. The truth is coming to light. People can't hide in their lies. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Slowest moving knight. Okay. Well, let's see. I want to show them. I knew it. I knew the Emperor was going to come out. Okay. I knew it. It is the natural order. You are leveling up, and Spirit recognizes it. Spirit's recognizing you, this accomplishment. You have spiritual clout in a sense. This is the trust and responsibility, how you were entrusted with this. You have been entrusted with this. And it's your responsibility in a way, how you come through for these ancestors, of what's being asked of you as you let yourself become empowered with this, with the Knight and the Emperor. You know, a knight has duty. They serve not just the kingdom, but the people. As you nurture this gift that's cultivating, you'll see your manifestation come about. You'll see your manifestation cultivate. What you've been working on diligently will be accomplished. There's the strategy and thoughtfulness here in the mind of the Emperor and in the Knight. Strategy and thoughtfulness here. That's what makes them such a great leader. They're not just born into the power. It is well earned. So when we're talking about what you've manifested over time and the spiritual gift that comes along with it, it's the curiosity into what makes you you. It's the curiosity and whatever it is that you've been working on, maybe taking time into your not manifestation, but into your meditation here. The asana, of the warrior pose, the time that you take to let yourself get out of your physical human mind and body and allowing yourself to get into the spiritual, allowing yourself to be more free in that sense. And these two cards definitely tie into each other as far as those yoga asanas, those positions. It's almost like in the OA where the movements helped open them to the other side. The movements help them stay connected and be in touch with like sacred power, sacred knowledge that ended up healing and doing healing for others. And that's what you've manifested overall. I would like to see how these gifts are going to help others. You're like in this part of the beginning of the phase, and there's somewhere that it's leading you to. You're being led somewhere. Trying to figure out where to go next and be led to. Where are you being led to? Spirit, where are you leading pile 2? Lost lands. Big picture thinking. Of course, with the Emperor and Aries energy is all about seeing the big picture. Visionary and inspired ideas, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. This reminds me of human design. The things that come naturally, that feels, that intuition, how we were saying that animals do things naturally when the butterfly's in the cocoon. This is something, well, it's never done that before. It just comes through instinct. Soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. So this isn't the first time you've incarnated. There's more work to be done. That's what I'm hearing. There's more work to be done here. This isn't just about your journey. This is about how your journey is affecting others, maybe in your family line. It doesn't end with you. You've done this before. You're being reminded of who you are. Okay, so, oops, excuse me. My question is, what is the big picture, right? I'm not shuffling these. I'm having a hard time grabbing the cards. All right, with these nails. All right, so, you know what? Not this pile. Okay. All right. How about, ooh, I know. The beautiful, I love these. These are my gorgeous, gorgeous cards. It's Earth Wisdom. What is the big picture here? Tell us more about the, here we go. Big picture. The big picture for pile 2. The big picture here for pile 2. Thank you. Ooh. While you travel through the dark, you are not alone. I am with you. I see as she looks over her shoulder to the woods that are dark with the light from the torch, and then the flower of life here, again with more sacred, like this Hindi. There's something here about like Vedic or something Hindi here. The origin of this is the like there's something I'm trying to, I call upon the ancient power in this time and in this hour, and that's what it feels like, tapping into what this energy is. I call upon the ancient power in this time and in this hour. You've got some type of kick-ass energy inside of you that is brewing, and I don't think you quite see exactly, your ancestors are trying to remind you of who you really are. I listen to a lot of rock music, and I'm getting a song immediately called The Void by Spirit Box, and there's not any screaming in it. If you don't really like screaming music, it's just sweet little rock song. It's one of their sweeter songs that they've made. It's called The Void by Spirit Box. And to a place where I belong, I'm falling to a place where I belong again. Who can tell me where I want to go? Talk to the void or something like that, and fall with me. Being comfortable in dealing with this, not even dealing with it, but it's a sense of I've been here before, and I feel empowered to go through this. It's like not just old friend. I'm not alone. I don't know how to really say it. There's even like glints of the ember, the flowers, the energy. Like I call upon the ancient power in this time and in this hour. Being somewhere in the darkness, and then having to be fearless, having to trust your guides, and they're entrusting you with what the gift is, having to tap in and venture out. Okay, story time. So when I was in one of the houses, when I had my spiritual awakening, I was about 15, and our house was haunted to the bits. It was a house from the 1840s, and we I just couldn't get whatever it felt like a good handful of disgruntled spirits. I had to call upon the ancient power after reading Bible verse after Bible verse and trying to banish what was in my home. I couldn't get it to leave until I pretty much found this power venturing. I didn't even just have to venture. What I had to send them on to the ether, back to spirit. I had to send that weird bad energy, that off energy back to the universe, and it was entrusted to me to provide something that was affecting the rest of the family. There were like mimics and stuff in the home, and I used to toot my own horn with the story, but I realized it goes much more further than that, and realizing that power wasn't just mine, that power was from, from spirit, from something much more bigger than me that could air out and purify that home. That I used to have sleepless nights and wake up crying, and the house was just haunted to the bits. Like I said, there were bugs, the doors would open and close, dishes were being washed in the house. It wasn't just like poltergeist or ghost energy. It was something a bit darker than that. I think there was a lot of pain and suffering that happened in that home, and we had to live there for about 3 or 4 years. And the house is from the 1840s, one of the first houses built in the town that I was from. And after that, the house got quiet. And then after we moved, we never had any issues ever again like what we had when we lived in that creepy ass house. There's something here where you are being entrusted with a similar power, a similar gift. It's not for you to toot your own horn, it's for you to provide healing with. I never knew that it would lead me to doing something like this on YouTube, helping the collective with maybe their own starter journey into the spiritual self. I was not just a scared young lady at the time. I felt like I wasn't ready. There have been times where I've been places, you go to the woods, go to somewhere old or historic homes. I don't like going to historic buildings because they know that I'm there. I think, if I can see you, you can see me, and I don't like that. But at the same time, I have a duty, and I understand now how to use those gifts that I've been given. So there's something here about drawing in this light around yourself and understanding that protective energy. And as you get to a certain point with your spiritual power, you need to protect yourself. It's important to do prayer over yourself, anoint your home, ask for God, angels, the divine to watch over you, whoever you work with, that you have that spiritual protection over yourself, your home, your fur babies, your whenever you leave the house. We used to pray before we left the house, protect us on our travels and wherever we may go, whether or not it's people and that you meet, or on the spiritual side, asking for protection. But I think knowing that you have this ancient DNA coding, that it's already enveloped in your life, it's already wrapped around you and enshrouding you in safety, protection, and love. But sometimes you also have to do the hard work and prepare to kick ass as well. It says here in the book, I fear no evil, I am protective, I'm protected. I lean on the divine to surround and guide me as I move through this dark and confusing time. Also, it reminds me as well, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. And that's just what it feels like. You have the full protection around you, and you are untouchable. Plain as can be. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. You have this ultimate protection around you as you go deeper and dive deep into your spiritual journey. You might be looking into doing something like this yourself. You could be, I don't know, I got like, you could be a ghost hunter yourself or something like that. Know that you're divinely protective. Be careful in what you do as well, and call down protection. Call for protection over yourself, your home, and your family. Bless and protect your space. John, use cinnamon and rosemary for luck and protection, stuff like that. So I'm going to leave you with this pile too, as we've gotten on a little further in our reading than I expected. But I hope you feel at home and resonate with this message that has come through about who you are, what your transformation and how you've leveled up. You may have taken a break from working with spirituality or coming back to it, and this is your sign. If you're on your second or third or fourth spiritual awakening, that they're holding your hand through it. Your spiritual team is holding your hand through it, that they see you. You know, there was 4, it's hard to keep going back to it, but 4 is the foundation, protection, and structure and stability. And look at the shape that this family is building, protection, stability over the little ones. And that is a cycle as well. The little ones turn into the adults that become the ancestors that create protection. And, you know, when you're younger and youthful, you're able to see more, and you're able to see the fae. And, you know, kids get drawn in fae traps all the time, but you're protected. There might have been times where you could have almost been snatched as a child, and this ring of protection around you has protected you deeper than you could have ever really known, and maybe you see that now as an adult. So let me stop before I keep going. But thank you so much, Pile 2, for being with me in this reading. If any of these messages resonated with you, please like, comment, or subscribe. Really, the commenting helps so much. Because I feel like I'm really building this connection with you. I feel connected to the read, and I know I'm on the right track and the right path. And it brings a little smile to my face. So thank you so much for joining me, Pile 2. Take care. See you later. Bye. Where there is depth, there's also the greatest heights. So welcome, Pile 3, to your reading. We'll put your Snowflake Obsidian over here with the other guys. Let's see, you've got the 8 of Feathers, so 8 of Swords. The Page of Acorns, so Page of Wands in reverse. Page of Shells, Page of Cups, upright. And Queen of Shells, Queen of Cups, upright as well. I've got here 2 Awake Wisdom cards. La Luna, who she really wanted to be here, by the way, and Blaze a Trail. So when I pre-shuffled, she came out twice, and I was like, okay, whatever you say, Spirit. So this is what we have so far. Oh. We've got Courage and Solutions with the 8 of Feathers, the 8 of Swords. So my first visual when looking at these cards was Jack and the Beanstalk. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Think of how there was a fearless, mindless climbing of the beanstalk, and curiosity. And then there was bravery and defeating your fear or the monster. There was no fear when he first climbed, only curiosity. And then when he got to that pinnacle, that peak, above the clouds, he saw the truth. He saw the face of the villain, you know, eating little boys. But we're on a movement. There's, you know, with the 8, movement and manifestation here. So it's a card of new beginnings, but to where, Pile 3? So when we blaze a trail here, we have a snail that's carrying its whole home on its back. So with that, I feel a weight in my heart space. There are some things you have continued to carry. These things make you who you are, but there's also something about the way it has fused to your ego. It's what makes you you, what makes you who you are. And it's making it harder to ascend on your journey, the weight on your back. With the mouse and the 8 of Feathers, I can see it has taken gradual time, and the way you have maneuvered through your ups and downs, it has been with agility. You already understand what it is and what it means to release and leave behind what has broken your heart over the years. And yet you still rise. You still know that there's better days ahead, better days to come. Maybe you already understand alchemy and how to transform your pain, your feelings. But it takes courage to overcome the darkest things that we face and to heal the wound. This is what makes shadow work. Doing all of that, healing the wound and doing the work for shadow work, facing it. For self-betterment and for true expansion within the self. Eight is the energy of manifestation, accomplishment, building skill. And look at the page of shells here too. Intuition and inspiration. It's like, now you look before you leap. I know better. The I know better versus I'm not sure. This is your higher self coming through. So, whoop, whoop. Yeah, babe. The higher self is coming through. You're able to, you understand this already. I feel like you've been on this journey. This isn't your first rodeo. This is not your first rodeo. And we got the page of acorns here in reverse. Maybe dealing with old patterns and reliving what you've went through. Reliving the pain of what you went through, causing the emotional setback, truly not being able to elevate in the way that you thought you were. You may feel like it's holding you back, or wondering what that instability is. It may have had you questioning yourself, even if you knew you were right, maybe making you feel like a child again. Why even speak up if your voice won't be heard? It feels like when a child is being corrected, by an elder, by a parent, by a guardian. And it reminds me of Jack and the Beanstalk as well. When I was reading the story, that's the thing that when I was channeling the message and trying to understand, it's like, let me read Jack and the Beanstalk, because I don't remember the whole story. I don't remember exactly what it was, other than, a fee fi fo fum, and he gets the beans and he climbs a stalk. But it turns out, so think about when Jack got those beans, he was meant to trade them in the market. He was meant to trade them for livelihood. He had a cow that he had to trade, and then he got the beans. Think of how elated he felt, and how right he was with childlike wonder. How elated he was when he traded the family cow for the beans that he thought, would help his mom. The guy said that if he got the beans and, planted the seed, that it would reap reward. You were told by, ominous ancestors maybe, or something was telling you to invest. And then you made the investment, and the return seemed so poor to everyone else around you, to your mother. And then she heavily corrected him, sent him to bed with nothing to eat that night because he made a mistake and tossed the manifestation, tossed the blessing out the window, tossed the seeds, really, more than one, out of the window after he thought, he did something right. And then he got scolded and scorned and sent to bed for doing something wrong. That's what, he got corrected ultimately when his mother found out. Maybe like a tower moment for you when you thought you were doing something right and on the right path and in alignment, just to be told that you were doing something wrong and thrown completely off, thus throwing you into a sense of Okay, why even speak up? Am I doing this right? Back again at the beginning of the journey, like Sisyphus pushing that boulder up the hill just for it to roll back down on top of him and have to push it back up the very next day. Setback after setback. Their livelihood was at stake. It was a huge risk. A naive young child would not understand the gravity of not getting cold hard cash, a cold hard return, a physical manifestation versus a spiritual one of money and something being locked in until the very next morning, or however long that manifestation, that seed took for it to grow. Not all seeds grow like that beanstalk overnight, that magic beanstalk overnight. It took time for it to grow still, even if it was 12 hours. It took time overnight for that reward to be seen. Then his mom believed him. Oh my gosh, my son actually was right. He woke up and looked out the window and it was dark outside and he was wondering, well, it's first thing in the morning. It's dark outside. What is this? The beanstalk is right outside his window. He climbs it out of curiosity, and then his blessing is found as he gets up behind the up and beyond the clouds. He climbs and he climbs and he gets there and he finds, okay, there's a goose with golden eggs. If I listen to you and let your doubts consume me, we wouldn't have this gift after all. That's the analogy with Jack and the Beanstalk. It took multiple deadly trips. Imagine climbing above the clouds. It takes time to get there. Multiple deadly trips up and down the stalk for him and his family to get wealthy. They didn't believe him at first. They barely believed that anything would grow from that seed that was planted. That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. It took time. Climbing the stalk is a metaphor for the journey of transformation, for transition. How many moon phases, how many moons have passed by for you to get here and see the manifestation? I don't even know if the snail can see the top of the branch that he's trying to climb. The outcome at the end of the day. Sometimes we're set in motion and get the inkling to do something and we don't know that it's going to turn out to be our dream home, our dream car, the vacation we've always wanted, the partner, the children that we've not asked for, but the children that we've asked for, the partner that we wanted. We didn't know that these things would lead us here. You go to college, you might not have wanted to go to that certain college. Well, you run into someone who's become your husband for the past 15 years. Something like that. Go to the grocery store. You weren't even meant to go to that one that day. You end up meeting someone that opens your blessing and gets you into the job you've always wanted somewhere else. You never know. You go, like I went to Costco and found a job that opened me up to sales work. I don't like sales work, but I ended up meeting and learning things about myself through that job. There's something here with self-doubt as well as you go through these setbacks and that whole Sisyphus starting every day to get better and better. And I don't know why, and I'm sorry if you don't listen to this artist, but there's a song called How to Love by Lil Wayne. Why him? Okay, so there's a song called How to Love by Lil Wayne, and there's this energy of you healing like self-doubt and disbelief and not understanding the gem that you are. The lyrics are like, you can't have someone look at you for 5 seconds without being insecure. Key part, you never credit yourself. You never credit yourself. So when you got older, it seemed like you had like this huge comeback 10 times over. It took getting through a certain part of your life and transition to truly see this, like this delicate, precious being of who you are. You might not have been able to see it. It takes so much for you to... It's like you don't know you're beautiful by One Direction. Like you don't understand, I think, the gravity of who and what you are and what comes with who you are. And there's, put some respect on it. Put some respect on who you are and what you do. Especially people not believing in you. If they didn't believe in you, now you question believing in yourself. Honor yourself. And you don't have to listen to the whole song or anything, and I don't want to quote the whole song either, but if you have time, it might resonate with reading over the lyrics. It's actually one of the cutest songs he's made before, in my opinion, and that's like something I heard that's on like maybe 10 years ago when I was in high school. So that might have something to do with you in your life. But we have, yeah, the 8 of Feathers. Let's see. So the whole message with whatever card pile you picked, it was 888. And those cards all came out naturally on their own. And I was like, okay, that's what we're going to do. I already wanted to know what you guys were manifesting and what you had a transformation. And when I saw that was 888, I was like, okay, transformation into manifestation. What is it that you're manifesting? What is it that you're working on? And you ended up being pile 3. So my inkling was by the next 8/8 portal, by the next 8th month, 8 months from now, you'll be able to see the fruits of this transition. You know, it takes, going back to the Jack and the Beanstalk, it takes Jack a very long time to climb the beanstalk. And that's why I'm saying it's a metaphor for your success, your prayer, your testimony. It's in the works and it's forming. The cups and the shells are your silver lining. It shows me that you love, and I think about how otters and, you know, got a frog here, stick to me like caramel, baby. Anyway, so it shows me that you love in a special and unique way. Sure, we know the Queen of Cups is capable of loving in a deep and nurturing way, but we're talking about otters, baby. They carry their favorite stone all their life, their favorite rock, their whole life, and they pass it down generationally. So think about, you know, passing down generational wealth, generational knowledge. They pass down that stone generationally. They crack into the clam shells and snails, and that's how they're able to eat and live life, and they pass it down to the one they love the most, their children. And I think, don't otters also give each other rocks when they're courting? I don't know if they give the favorite rock, but they also give rocks and pile up the rocks in favor of the partner that they want, of the person that they're, but the otter that they're courting, courtship. It's a form of courtship with the rocks and stacking them. Love is about to surround you. I'm also hearing that there's a grandmother, you have a grandmother that has a deep love for you, whether or not she's on this plane. She sends her love. And if your Nana's still here, call her. And call her for me, okay? I wish my dad's mom was still around. She was my best friend. And I just had a dream about her the other night. The night of Easter, I had a dream of her. I miss her deeply. But, you know, call her for me. Call your Nana. Tell her that she's beautiful. But, back to the card. So, notice how the frog and otter can both be in water, but they're both upright on land. Most otters are seen laying on their back and enjoying, you know, the flow of life and being passive in the water, but she's upright. And he is also upright. The frog. Upright. This transformation is only natural. There's a balance here between the two worlds of land and water. Balance between land and water. What's being balanced? So I want to know what's being balanced for you. Page of shells and snails. Page of shells and the snail imagery. They don't hide, hold, or harbor emotion. You need to live more freely. There's something here about balance. What's being balanced here? So show me more about what's being balanced out for pile 3. The balance for their life. What's being balanced for pile 3? It's being balanced out for pile 3, Spirit. There is balance. What's being balanced between the two worlds of land and water? What's being balanced for pile 3? Let's say level up. Nice. Cake. Awards. Book burning. 4-5 sequences. It feels like one of those sacred circles that you see women dancing around when they've had to hide who they were. And then there's that small group of them dancing in the woods around a fire, celebrating being alive, the balance between the worlds. This is you being unapologetically who you are. You look back and you ruminate over how you got here, over who you are. You might feel, I mean, you have all this weight on your back and your shoulders of all these years of what you've been through. Will anyone know your story? Will you share who you are and what you went through? Will you share your story with others? More rumination. This came out for another deck as well. And we have optical illusion. Again, head in the clouds above everything else to be able to see programming. It feels kind of like when someone, I wouldn't say Chicken Little, I don't know why I thought about that, and being like, okay, hey, the sky is falling, and then everyone's like, I don't see it that way, or like having a psychic prediction and people not believing you, and then being like, what the hell, when like it actually comes to be, when it actually comes to pass, they're like, oh, I should have believed pile 3, I can't believe it's just like what they said coming to pass. Maybe in your dream state, you're able to see. Also, I'm pretty sure I was singing this when I first got into just shuffling the cards through, was that song by Ariana Grande that's like no more tears left to cry, and the room is shifting and changing, and she ends up like walking up the walls, and it's like this inner power that way. Other people might feel bewitched by you when dealing with your energy, and then feeling confused after. It's like you have to set the record straight, or prove something about yourself. It leaves you in your own emotions. It leaves you feeling disoriented but empowered as well, because you're not going to regret who you are. You know, you're not going to let yourself be persecuted for who you are and be treated weird, because that's what your blood right is. There's something about you having this power earned, and the softness to your feminine. I think there's something here, because there's a softness to the femininity in the pink going to the dark, where I think people are, could be Scorpio, I don't know, I'm feeling that. Could be Scorpio. I think people find you alluring but scary. I think people find you alluring, and people might have also offered to marry you or put in for a marriage or something, and then they tap out or get cold feet, or they can sense there's something about you not being able to be messed with. There's something here about the way that you conduct yourself. You aren't to be messed with. I think people are drawn in. I hear alluring. There's something alluring about you. I think you have the sense of knowing. I think you have a sense of when you're dreaming that you can see straight through the other side, and that your gift is also being able to just have this clarity and being on an elevated level to see. As you look down, you're able to understand. And I think other people don't even, you're moving at like 1,000,000 miles an hour, and these other people don't even know where you are or how you got there or what's happening, and it throws them off. I think when you tell your, I think when you tell your story, and when you tell what you think has happened, it's with such precision. I think it's very precise. I think you fear maybe stressing or hurting other people with what you see. You might also be heavily psychic as well and be afraid to give these people the truth, because you can't handle the truth. I just heard you can't handle the truth. There's something here about your honesty and how you handle this power that you've been given. With the self. I think as you release your baggage as well and release the things that you're holding you back, you'll be able to use your power to the fullest. Maybe you fear using your power. It's like a gentle giant being able to understand that you have the strength, but you don't want to hurt others with this power that you've been given. And you know it's with precision. You're going to hit your bullseye and your target because you're that gifted. Pile 3, you're leveling up, but you already know this. I think you already know. I think you already know your power. I think you already know that the way you move makes other people kind of question, like, what is that? What is that gift that she has? And I think other people can get a sense of what you do, or that you are spiritually inclined, but you've got a good boundary line of letting people see the real you. I think you might have been burned by being honest about who you are, and then it bites you in the butt when you're overly honest with people, maybe. Level up. Can you show me how Pile 3 has leveled up the manifestation that they've been working on? Thank you. Manifestation they've been working on. Pile 3 has leveled up. Tell me more about this manifestation, this transformation. I'm getting some repeats. And it's got a little bit more coming for you, Pile 3. So much is happening right now. Let's see. I'm not sorry for who I am. Embrace who you are and follow your truth. And that's what Ace of Swords makes me feel. It takes courage to come out of the darkest things we face. Now you transform your pain. You rise from a bended knee and humbleness to confident intellectual knowledge of the unseen. The Four of Swords says, don't resist the flow. Step back and observe. Honor yourself. Honor yourself and be still. You are a living testimony, and the love and energy that you exert to others will be yours in time. As you heal the guard over your heart, you will gain more wisdom as you heal. This is that shadow work we were talking about. Dealing with that whatever the house of what makes you you, carried on your back. Instead of harboring the painful memories, you're doing the healing, you know? So there will be a balance between your two worlds. Those two worlds being your heart and your head, or the love you have versus your memories, or it will take time. It will be between the moon phases as you feel the changes, empowering yourself every step of the way. So I could hear you saying, like, I'm not sorry for who I am. Higher self come through, you know? I'm not sorry for who I am. What you've been through, the steps that it's taken to get to where you are now today. You're not hiding who you are. Spirit, is there anything else you could tell us about this transformation, this leveling up of pile 3 and what that means for them? This leveling up, this transformation for pile 3. What is this leveling up in pile 3? For pile 3, you know, what does that really mean? That the consensus, the overall leveling up and transformation for pile 3, with all this being said about who they are. Any final notes, Spirit, for pile 3 that you have for them that will resonate in their heart space? Strength and divine light. And I suppose this originally must have came out for your pile. Fertilize the plant that is you and nourish it. It's like being in a cave in the dark and then coming to light. Your eyes are sensitive, but that warmth and glow of a new day, of the sun, the joy, you know, the sun, the joy card, it feels good on your skin. It's an awakening what's been dormant, not dead. Bring out your tools and your toys. Get ready to plant, and get ready to plant and plant the seed and have that seed transform and grow. Grab your shoes or not, go grounding, get in touch with your higher self, and bask in that light of the sun. Come back to life. And even here, we're talking about this sacred dance in the woods around a fire. But that can be, again, with the same mystical light of one of the 7 wonders of the world. And when that light comes through and hits those sacred stones, you are sacred as well. And there's a lyre, a small harp here as well, from what that appears to me. And we also have this the strength as well. If you tend to self-sabotage, know that you will overcome your fear of running away from who you are. Every time you get close to the healing process, maybe you turn away and run. I think there's a sense of having this belief in yourself that you can do this. But do you believe in yourself, and do you understand that light inside of you? And that you don't have to shy away from the dark parts of yourself either. It can coexist. There can be both parts of the self. Honor it. Honor who you are. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I honor the dark and the light sides. And the same thing with the moon phases. I honor the dark and the light, all phases that I go through in this life. I don't know why I thought about BPD, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I can't speak on that necessarily, but I think I can always say, I can say and attest to loving yourself, and through the good and the bad, and through all the things you've been through. Even if it's for myself, I've been through really rough, nasty stuff, and there are days I never thought I'd come out on the other side of my dark path, of my dark night of the soul. And I try not to think about the little house on my back of the things that I've been through. There's many doors on here, many different things that this snail has been carrying and been through, but their chin is up and they still look to the light and to the top of the branches. There is a finish line and a silver lining. They'll get there. Now, do you believe that you can too? Shine your light on the world. Show your gifts. And be your first, if you're the only cheerleader, at least stand up for yourself and be your own cheerleader. I am strong and in control of my actions. I choose to act in ways that strengthen my body, mind, and spirit. I build my own strength and offer it in service to others. I do my shadow work and offer what I learn in service to others. I take the knee and serve and do the work for my healing process, so I can go into the world and serve others using the truth and justice and the things that I've learned to protect myself. I can be a mentor, if not to myself, but to others. Honoring the dark parts, doing the shadow work, self-mastery from the dark things that you've been through, knowing that you are fully coveted in protection. Instead of self-destructing and self-sabotaging and getting down on yourself, find the balance between the two worlds within you. And then let it all flow. Separating from the self-destructive tendencies in your life. And then raking in the abundance, fully embracing the good that you are so well deserving of. If you think you're not deserving of the good things in your life, you got another thing coming, because Spirit's about to let you know. Between now and in August, or between now and the next 8 months, watch your victory come through. So that one's for you. I hope you enjoyed this message and that it came through in, full and good clarity. Thank you for joining me, Pile 3. This is all that I'm seeing for your message on your leveling up phase. If this message resonated with you, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. But really, commenting is what makes me feel like we are connected in this read, and that I was, on the right track, and it brings a little smile to my face. But I just want to make sure that the collective is being seen and heard, and that you understand at the end of the day that you are the light. And I honor your dark side as well. So, find that balance between yourself so you can honor yourself and give yourself what you need to be your best self and successful and everything like that. I send you all my love. Take care. Notice I broke a nail, but anyway. I send you all my love. Take care, my friends. See you later. Bye.